Today I'm going to tell you an interesting story about the life of Saint Gonzalo Garcia. Saint Gonzalo was a Franciscan missionary who was martyred in Japan and is also known as the patron saint of translators and businessmen. He was born on February 5, 1556, in the bustling trading town of Vasai, India. His father was a Portuguese soldier named Juan Garcia, and his mother was an Indian woman from the local community. Growing up between two cultures, young Gonzalo carried in his heart a mix of Portuguese Catholic influence and the gentle warmth of Indian family life. In his young age, he showed a strong desire for prayer and service, often helping the priests and missionaries who visited their parish. When he turned 15, he met the Jesuits stationed in Bassin. Seeing his devotion, they took him into their mission school. There, he studied and worked as their helper and translator because he spoke multiple languages fluently, such as Portuguese, Latin, and the local Indian dialects. Later, he left the Jesuits and went to Macau in Asia, where he established himself as a merchant selling various goods. His business flourished, and to get more merchandise, he traveled to Manila in the Philippines to import additional goods for local sale. At that time, Manila was a hub for Franciscan missionaries, and he formed a close acquaintance with a friar named Pedro Bautista. Deeply inspired by Pedro's devotion, he soon decided to leave his business behind and embrace the Franciscan way of life, eventually becoming a friar. Not long after, he was sent as a missionary to Kyoto, Japan, where his life's true calling began to unfold. In Kyoto, he dedicated himself to preaching Christianity and teaching the Japanese people the simple Franciscan way of life. Through their work, many locals embraced the faith, drawn to the simplicity and Christ-centered focus of the Franciscans. Over time, Kyoto grew into a center of evangelization for the Franciscan missionaries, and even local rulers loved them, making their mission a remarkable success. However, the Japanese authorities suspected that the missionaries were sent by the King of Spain as part of an initial plan to conquer Japan. This angered them so much and immediately ordered the arrest of all Christian missionaries. On January 4, 1597, they were all captured and were sentenced to death. They tied their necks with ropes and were forced to march 600 miles from Kyoto to Nagasaki, enduring public humiliation. After 30 grueling days, they finally arrived in Nagasaki on February 4, 1597. The following day, they were all crucified, and they were struck with a spear where they died as a martyr of Christ. Then their bodies were burned while hanging on the cross until they turned to ashes. Although there are no known relics of Gonzalo, the site of their martyrdom became a sacred place of pilgrimage to the Japanese Christians. This place is called the Nishizaka Hill, located in Japan, where a shrine was built to commemorate their martyrdom. Today, he is venerated as the patron saint of translators and businessmen. His feast day is celebrated every 6th of February. If you like stories like this, support us, follow, like, and subscribe.